Listen to me carefully. What I'm about to reveal to you in the next 52 minutes will forever change how you think about money, success, and your life. This is not motivation. This is not philosophy. This is pure spiritual technology. If you could do just one thing for the next 30 days, and this one thing guaranteed you would become magnetic to money, would you do it? Of course you would. Well, after 25 years of studying the secrets of the world's wealthiest people, I've discovered that this one thing actually exists. And it's called autosuggestion. But before you think you already know what this is, stop. What most people call positive thinking is just a pale reflection of what I'm about to share with you. Autosuggestion isn't repeating "I am rich" in front of a mirror hoping it works. It's a precise science. It's a protocol. It's the exact method Andrew Carnegie used to build his $400 million empire. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why 95% of people fail when using this technique, and most importantly, how you can become part of that 5% who master it forever. Henry Ford once told me, Napoleon men can have anything they want from life if they just learn to command their subconscious instead of being commanded by it. That conversation changed everything for me. And today, it will change everything for you. But here's the most disturbing thing. While you're listening to this video, right at this moment, your subconscious is receiving thousands of messages. 99% of these messages weren't chosen by you. They were chosen by society, the media, the people around you. And these messages are programming your financial reality without you realizing it. Then every second that passes without you taking control of this process is a second where someone else is deciding your financial destiny for you. But all of this is about to change, because the method I'm about to share with you has created more millionaires than any other technique in human history. And the most incredible thing is that it works even if you start from zero, even if you've failed 1,000 times, even if you think it's too late for you. Because you see, your subconscious doesn't judge, it doesn't analyze, it doesn't criticize. It simply executes the orders it receives, and if you learn to give it the right orders, in the right way, at the right frequency, it will automatically transform your reality to align with your commands. But before I reveal the exact method, you need to understand why you're in the financial situation you're in now. And what you'll discover will shock you. What if I told you that every wealthy person I've ever studied used the same invisible force to attract money? What if I told you this force is sitting dormant inside your mind right now, waiting to be activated? What if I told you that in the next 30 days you could learn to command this force the same way the wealthy do? You'd want to know how, wouldn't you? Well, you're about to find out. But first, let me tell you about the discovery that started it all. The moment I realized that everything I thought I knew about creating wealth was wrong. It was during my interview with the steel magnate, Andrew Carnegie. He looked me straight in the eye and said, Napoleon, do you want to know the real secret? The one thing that separates the rich from the poor isn't intelligence, isn't education, isn't even opportunity. It's their ability to program their subconscious mind for wealth instead of poverty. That statement haunted me for months, because if it was true, it meant that every broke person on earth was broke by choice, not conscious choice, but subconscious choice. So I began what would become the most comprehensive study of wealth creation in human history. I interviewed over 500 millionaires and billionaires. I spent decades analyzing their thoughts, their habits, their daily routines. And Carnegie was right. Every single one of them had mastered the art of autosuggestion. They had learned to speak to their subconscious in the language it understands. They had discovered how to plant seeds of wealth in their minds and watch them grow into financial empires. But here's what shocked me the most. Most of them didn't even know they were doing it. It had become so natural, so automatic, that they thought it was just their way of thinking. Today, I'm going to make the unconscious conscious. I'm going to give you the exact formula, the precise words, the specific technique that has created more wealth than any other method in history. But before we dive into the how, you need to understand the why. You need to see the invisible enemy that's been sabotaging your financial success your entire life. And trust me, once you see it, you can never unsee it. Your eyes will be open to the matrix of mental programming that keeps 95% of humanity trapped in financial mediocrity. The revelation that changes everything is coming next. Chapter 2. the discovery that changed 500 lives. For 25 years, I obsessively studied the secrets of success. I interviewed more than 500 millionaires and billionaires, from Andrew Carnegie to Thomas Edison, from Henry Ford to Theodore Roosevelt. And in all those years, I discovered a truth that changes everything. Every single successful person I studied used autosuggestion. They didn't always call it that, but all of them had mastered the art of programming their subconscious for success. But here's the part that will leave you speechless. Most of them didn't even know they were using it. It had become so natural, so automatic, that they thought it was just their way of thinking. Let me tell you about William, one of my students who transformed his life using this method. When William came to me, he was earning $30,000 a year as a clerk. He was married, had 2 children, and struggled to make ends meet every month. He told me, "Napoleon, I've tried everything. I've read every success book. I've taken every course. Nothing works for me." I taught him the P.O.W.E.R method I'm about to share with you. I told him exactly what to say to his subconscious, when to say it, and how to say it. Nothing else, just this. In the first 30 days, William saw no external changes, but something inside him was changing. He began to notice opportunities he hadn't seen before. He started acting with more confidence. He began making different decisions. By the 3rd month, William received an unexpected promotion. His salary jumped to $45,000, but that was just the beginning. By the 6th month, William launched a side business that brought him another $20,000. By the 1st year, his total income was $85,000. Today, 5 years later, William earns over $300,000 annually, all because he learned to speak to his subconscious in the language the subconscious understands. But William isn't an isolated case. Sarah, another student of mine, went from bankruptcy to millionaire in 18 months using the same method. Marcus, who started in a garage, built a $50 million company in 3 years. All of them used the same formula, the same sequence of words, the same protocol I'm about to share with you. While others teach generic principles, I'm about to give you the specific method, the exact words, the precise frequency, the perfect timing. This isn't theory. This is law. This is quantum physics applied to wealth creation. Let me share with you the story that convinced me this was more than just psychology. It was science. In 1937, I met a young inventor named Raymond. He had been working on a revolutionary new type of engine for automobiles. He had the technical knowledge, he had the passion, but he couldn't get anyone to invest in his idea. He had been rejected by 47 different investors. I taught Raymond the autosuggestion method. Specifically, I taught him to program his subconscious not just for the success of his invention, but for attracting the right investor at exactly the right time. Raymond practiced the technique religiously for 40 days. On day 41, he was having coffee in a small diner when he overheard a conversation at the next table. 2 men were discussing their frustration with current automobile technology and their desire to invest in revolutionary improvements. Raymond approached them. Within 30 minutes, they had agreed to fund his project. Within 2 years, his company was worth $10 million. Coincidence? That's what the skeptics said. Until I documented case after case of the same coincidences happening to people who mastered autosuggestion. The wealthy don't get lucky more often than the poor. They program their subconscious to recognize and create luck. Edison didn't just happen to invent the light bulb. He programmed his subconscious to solve the problem of illumination, then followed the inspired ideas that came to him. Ford didn't accidentally create the assembly line. He programmed his subconscious for mass production solutions, then acted on the insights that emerged. Carnegie didn't stumble into the steel business. He programmed his subconscious for industrial opportunity, then seized the chances it revealed to him. This is not metaphysical mumbo-jumbo. This is practical psychology, backed by quantum physics. Your subconscious mind is constantly scanning your environment for information that matches its programming. If it's programmed for poverty, it will filter out wealth opportunities. If it's programmed for wealth, it will highlight every path to riches. But here's where most people fail. They try to use autosuggestion like they're placing an order at a restaurant. "I'll have $1 million, please." That's not how it works. The subconscious speaks a specific language. It responds to specific triggers. It operates according to specific laws. And in the next chapter, I'm going to reveal the invisible enemy that's been preventing you from speaking this language correctly. The mental virus that's been sabotaging every attempt you've made to improve your financial situation, because until you eliminate this enemy, no technique in the world will work for you. But once you destroy it, once you clear the pathway to your subconscious, the results will be so dramatic that everyone around you will notice the change. Chapter 3. The Mental Trap, Keeping You Broke. Here's the brutal truth. Nobody has the courage to tell you. Every day, from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you go to sleep, your subconscious is being bombarded with messages that program you for financial mediocrity. And the most tragic part is that you yourself contribute to this sabotage without realizing it. Every time you say, "I can't afford it," you're programming your subconscious for poverty. Every time you think money doesn't grow on trees, you're installing a mental virus that will block every opportunity for success. Every time you look at a wealthy person and think they must have stolen or been born rich, you're creating an energetic barrier between yourself and wealth. But the worst is yet to come. Society, the media, the educational system, all have a hidden interest in keeping you financially mediocre. Why? Because financially independent people are harder to control. They're harder to manipulate. They're more dangerous to the status quo. So they constantly bombard you with messages like, "Money doesn't buy happiness. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. The rich are greedy and heartless." All of these messages have one purpose: to program your subconscious to automatically reject wealth. And it works perfectly. Because you see, your subconscious is like a biological computer. It cannot distinguish between what's true and what's false. It simply records every message it receives and turns it into a belief. And these beliefs become the programs that determine your automatic actions. If your subconscious is programmed with the idea that money corrupts, every time you have the opportunity to earn more, you'll unconsciously sabotage yourself to protect yourself from corruption. If your subconscious is programmed with the idea that "I don't deserve to be rich," you'll always find a way to lose or refuse the money that comes to you. If your subconscious is programmed with the idea that "I must work hard to earn money," you'll automatically refuse every opportunity that allows you to earn easily. This is why intelligent, capable, dedicated people remain poor their entire lives. It's not because they don't know what to do. It's because their subconscious is programmed to sabotage every effort they make. But here's the even more terrifying part. This sabotage is expensive. Every day you spend with a subconscious programmed for poverty costs you in lost opportunities, wrong decisions, wasted energy. If you earn $50,000 a year instead of $500,000, the difference of $450,000 annually isn't just money. It's freedom. It's security for your family. It's the ability to truly make a difference in the world. It's the difference between surviving and truly living. Multiplied by 20, 30, 40 years of career, we're talking about millions of dollars that your current conditioning is costing you. But the highest cost isn't even economic. It's emotional. It's spiritual. Every time you see an opportunity and don't take it because it's not for you, a piece of your soul dies. Every time you have a brilliant idea and don't pursue it because you don't have enough money to start, you betray your potential. Every time you accept a job that doesn't satisfy you because you have to be practical, you extinguish a bit of your inner light. And at the end of life, the greatest regret won't be for the things you tried that didn't work. It will be for all the things you never even tried because your subconscious prevented you. Let me share with you a story that illustrates just how devastating this mental programming can be. I once knew a man named Robert. He was brilliant, had graduated from Harvard with honors, spoke 4 languages, had innovative ideas that could have revolutionized his industry. But Robert grew up in a household where money was considered the root of all evil. His parents, well-meaning people, had programmed him from birth to believe that wanting money was greedy, that rich people were bad people, that poverty was somehow more virtuous. Robert's subconscious had been thoroughly programmed for poverty. So what happened? Every time Robert had a business idea, he would sabotage it just before it became profitable. He would find reasons to quit, reasons to sell too early, reasons to avoid the success that was within his grasp. He went through this cycle 17 times, 17 different business ventures that could have made him wealthy, but his subconscious programming wouldn't allow it. Robert died at age 67, having never earned more than $35,000 in any single year. His funeral was attended by dozens of people whose lives he had touched with his brilliance and kindness. But he had never been able to use his gifts to create the financial abundance that would have allowed him to help even more people. That's the tragedy of subconscious programming. It doesn't just keep you poor. It keeps you from fulfilling your true potential, from making your maximum contribution to the world. Now multiply Robert's story by millions. That's how many people are walking around right now with brilliant minds, incredible talents, and innovative ideas, but with subconscious programming that prevents them from ever monetizing their gifts. The economic loss is staggering, but the human loss is heartbreaking. But here's what most people don't understand. This programming isn't permanent. It can be changed. It can be overridden. It can be replaced with programming that attracts wealth instead of repelling it. The subconscious mind is like a computer, and just like a computer, you can delete old programs and install new ones. You can remove viruses and install antivirus protection. You can upgrade your operating system to a version that supports wealth instead of one that blocks it. But this process requires precision. It requires technique. It requires understanding the exact language that the subconscious speaks. You can't just tell your subconscious, "I want to be rich," and expect it to work. That's like trying to run Windows software on a Mac without the proper translation protocols. The message gets lost in translation. But when you speak to your subconscious in its native language, when you use the proper protocols, when you follow the exact sequence that has been proven to work, the results are not just dramatic, they're inevitable. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you that language. I'm going to teach you those protocols. I'm going to hand you the key that unlocks the wealth-creating power of your subconscious mind. But I have to warn you, once you learn this, you can never go back to being a victim of circumstances. Once you understand how to program your subconscious, you become 100% responsible for your financial results. Some people prefer being victims. It's easier. They get to blame their failures on external factors. They get to maintain their identity as someone who tries hard but can't catch a break. If that's you, if you prefer being a victim, stop watching now. This method isn't for you. But if you're ready to take total responsibility for your financial destiny, if you're ready to become the programmer of your own reality instead of being programmed by someone else's reality, then what's coming next will transform your life forever. Chapter 4, The Power Method, The Secret Formula. After studying 500 people of extraordinary success, I discovered that all of them unconsciously followed the same process. All used the same 5 elements to program their subconscious. I called this process the P.O.W.E.R, P-O.W.E.R method. P, precision targeting. O, orchestrated emotion. W, wavelength frequency. E, embodied energy. R, rhythmic repetition. This isn't a cute acronym invented to sell courses. This is the scientific distillation of what separates those who create wealth from those who only dream about it. Let me explain each element with surgical precision. P, precision targeting. The first mistake 99% of people make is generality. They say things like, "I want to be rich," or "I want to be successful." The subconscious cannot work with vague information. It needs precise instructions like a computer needs precise code. When Andrew Carnegie began using autosuggestion, he never said, "I want to be rich." His affirmation was, "By January 1st, 1925, I will possess a net worth of $400 million, obtained through providing high-quality steel that improves people's lives, and in exchange for this service, I will receive financial abundance that I will use to benefit humanity." Do you see the difference? specific amount, specific date, specific method, specific purpose. Your subconscious responds to specificity like a guided missile responds to coordinates. The more precise the coordinates, the more precise the result. But precision goes beyond numbers and dates. It requires you to define exactly what wealth means to you, exactly how you plan to create it, and exactly why you want it. Most people fail at autosuggestion because they're trying to program their subconscious with generic desires that could belong to anyone. But your subconscious is uniquely yours. It responds to your unique values, your unique talents, your unique mission in life. When John D. Rockefeller programmed his subconscious for wealth, he wasn't just programming it for money. He was programming it for the specific type of wealth that would come from his specific talents, applied to his specific industry, for his specific purpose. He didn't say, "I want to be rich." He said, "I will build the most efficient oil company in America, providing clean, affordable energy to every household, and in return I will receive the financial resources to fund education and health initiatives that will improve millions of lives." That specificity gave his subconscious a clear target to aim for, and like a heat-seeking missile, it found its target with devastating accuracy. Orchestrated emotion. The second element is what distinguishes childish autosuggestion from masterful autosuggestion. It's not enough to say the words. You must feel the emotions. The subconscious responds to emotion 1,000 times more than logic. When Thomas Edison visualized his inventions, he didn't just think them, he felt them. He felt the excitement of seeing his light bulb illuminate. He felt the pride of knowing he would change the world. He felt the gratitude for the privilege of being an inventor. Emotions are the fuel that powers the engine of the subconscious. Without emotion, autosuggestion is just mental noise. But be careful. I'm not talking about forced or artificial emotions. I'm talking about authentic emotions generated by deep connection to your why. When you know exactly why you want what you want, emotion comes naturally. Let me tell you about a student of mine named Maria. She was a single mother working 2 jobs to support her 3 children. When she first tried autosuggestion, she would repeat, "I am wealthy," with all the enthusiasm of reading a grocery list. Nothing happened. Then I asked her, "Maria, why do you want to be wealthy?" She broke down crying. "I want my children to have the opportunities I never had. I want them to go to college without worrying about money. I want to be able to take them on vacations, to give them music lessons, to be present for their achievements instead of always working." Now, when Maria practiced autosuggestion, she didn't just say, "I am wealthy." She felt the joy of watching her children graduate from college debt-free. She felt the pride of providing them with opportunities. She felt the love of being able to give them the best of everything. Within 6 months, Maria had tripled her income. Within 2 years, she owned her own business. Today, all 3 of her children have graduated from top universities, and Maria travels the world speaking about financial empowerment. The difference? She connected her wealth goal to emotions so powerful they moved heaven and earth to make it happen. W wavelength their frequency. This is the most mystical, yet most scientific element. Everything in the universe vibrates at specific frequencies. Success vibrates at one frequency. Poverty vibrates at another. Your job is to tune your subconscious to the frequency of success. How do you do this? Through timing. There are moments of the day when your subconscious is most receptive. For most people, it's the first 20 minutes after waking and the last 20 minutes before sleep. During these moments, brain waves are in alpha state, the same frequency as creativity, accelerated learning, and subconscious programming. Nikola Tesla discovered this principle and used it to channel his revolutionary inventions. He told me, "Napoleon, I don't invent anything. I simply tune into the frequency of innovation and receive what's already out there." But frequency isn't just about timing, it's about energy. When you practice autosuggestion, you must match the energetic frequency of the person who already has what you want. How does a millionaire think? How do they breathe? How do they carry themselves? How do they speak? You must embody that frequency during your autosuggestion practice. Tesla had developed this mastery to such a degree that he could tune into any frequency he desired. He could channel inventions, solutions, innovations, simply by adjusting his mental frequency to match the frequency of what he sought. This isn't mysticism, this is quantum physics. Every thought, every emotion, Every desire has a vibrational frequency. When you match your frequency to the frequency of your goal, you create a resonance that pulls your goal toward you. EEMBODD energy. The fourth element is energetic intensity. You cannot whisper timidly to your subconscious and expect extraordinary results. You must command. You must demand. You must embody the energy of the person you're becoming. When Henry Ford affirmed his vision of producing automobiles for the masses, he didn't do it with an uncertain voice. He declared it with the force of a hurricane. He felt it in every fiber of his being. He lived it before it happened. The subconscious responds to energy like a radio responds to signal strength. Weak signal, weak reception; strong signal, crystal clear reception. But embodied energy isn't about shouting or getting emotional. It's about absolute conviction. It's about speaking to your subconscious with the certainty of someone announcing a fact, not someone expressing a hope. Watch how successful people speak about their goals. They don't say, "I hope to," or "I would like to," or "maybe I can." They say, "I will," and "I am," with such conviction that you believe them immediately. That conviction isn't fake confidence. It's the natural result of complete alignment between their conscious goals and their subconscious programming. When your subconscious is properly programmed, you don't hope for success. You expect it. You don't wish for wealth. You prepare for it. You don't dream about your goals. You plan for their arrival. R, rhythmic repetition. The final element is intelligent persistence. I'm not talking about mechanically repeating the same phrase. I'm talking about creating a hypnotic rhythm that synchronizes your conscious mind with your subconscious mind. The great masters of autosuggestion all developed a personal rhythm. Some used breathing. Others used heartbeat. Still others created personalized mantras that flowed like music. John D. Rockefeller had developed such a powerful rhythm that you could feel the energy of success emanating from him just by being in his presence. People automatically felt inspired around him without him saying a word. But rhythmic repetition isn't just about the delivery. It's about consistency over time. The subconscious learns through repetition, but it must be consistent repetition. Missing one day of practice doesn't just delay your progress by one day. It can set you back weeks because the subconscious interprets inconsistency as lack of commitment, and it only commits its full power to goals you're fully committed to. Now, these 5 elements alone are already more powerful than any positive thinking technique you've ever tried. But when you combine them correctly, in the right sequence, with the proper timing, they create a formula that is literally irresistible. But here's the most important part. This isn't a process you do once and forget. It's a daily protocol. It's a spiritual discipline. It's your daily appointment with destiny. Because you see, every day you choose. Either you program your subconscious or someone else programs it for you. There's no third option. The question is, are you ready to take this responsibility? Are you ready to become the programmer of your reality instead of being programmed by someone else's reality? If the answer is yes, then in the next few minutes, I'll give you the exact protocol. The 5 precise steps that will transform the P.O.W.E.R method from concept to operating system of your new life. But first, I must warn you, this system is so powerful that you cannot simply try it. Either you apply it with total commitment, or it won't work at all. There are no half measures in the realm of the subconscious. Are you ready for this level of commitment? Because what's coming will change everything. Chapter 5. The 5 steps to reprogram your subconscious. Now I'm going to give you the exact protocol. The 5 steps you must follow every single day for the next 30 days. Not 29 days, not 31 days, exactly 30 days. Because science has proven it takes exactly 30 days of consistent repetition to install a new program in the subconscious. Step 1. The precision intention declaration. Morning. First 5 minutes after waking. The moment you open your eyes, before you even get out of bed, you must declare your financial intention with laser precision. You cannot say, "I want to be rich." You must say exactly, "I," your full name, by specific date, 6-12 months from now, will possess a monthly net income, dollars, which I will earn by providing specific service or value that genuinely improves people's lives. I accept this wealth with gratitude and will use it to specific purpose of contribution to the world. Practical example. I, John Smith, by March 1st, 2025, will possess a monthly net income of $25,000, which I will earn by helping small businesses double their sales through digital marketing strategies. I accept this wealth with gratitude and will use it to ensure my children's college education and support the orphanage in my city. You must personalize every word, your name, your date, your amount, your service, your purpose. But here's what most people miss. You must say this with the same certainty you would use to state your current address, not as a wish, not as a hope, as a fact that simply hasn't manifested yet. Your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what's already true and what will become true if you speak both with equal conviction. Step 2. Emotional activation. Morning, minutes 5 to 10. That, immediately after the declaration, you must activate the emotions you would feel if that declaration were already reality. Don't imagine having the money. Feel as if you already have it. How would you feel waking up knowing you have $25,000 in passive income every month? Gratitude, security, freedom, excitement, pride, peace? Identify the 3 primary emotions and feel them physically in your body for at least 3 minutes. If you can't feel the emotions, it means your declaration isn't specific enough or isn't important enough to you. Let me tell you exactly how to activate these emotions. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Now imagine it's 1 year from today. You wake up in your ideal bedroom. You stretch, feeling completely relaxed because you know money is flowing to you automatically. You check your phone. You see multiple notifications of payments received while you were sleeping. You smile not because you're greedy, but because this money represents freedom. Freedom to choose how you spend your time. Freedom to help the people you love. Freedom to contribute to causes you care about. Feel that smile. Feel that relaxation. Feel that confidence. Let it fill every cell of your body. This isn't fantasy. This is preview. This is your subconscious getting a taste of the reality you're creating. Step 3. Embodied visualization. Evening, 20 minutes before sleep. This isn't passive visualization. This is active embodiment. You must see yourself, feel yourself, and behave as the version of you who has already achieved the goal. How does a person who earns $25,000 per month walk? How do they talk? How do they dress? How do they interact with people? How do they make decisions? For 5 minutes, you must literally embody that person. If necessary, stand up and walk like that person. Talk like that person. Breathe like that person. The subconscious cannot distinguish between real experience and vividly imagined experience. When you embody your successful version, the subconscious begins programming your automatic behavior to align with that identity. But embodiment goes deeper than behavior. You must embody the beliefs of your successful self. What does a person earning $25,000 per month believe about money, about opportunity, about their own worth, about their ability to serve others? They believe money flows to value. They believe opportunities are everywhere. They believe they deserve abundance. They believe their success helps others succeed. During your embodiment practice, you must feel these beliefs as truth, not as affirmations you're trying to convince yourself of, but as obvious facts about reality. Step 4. Direct command 3 times daily, morning, afternoon, evening. 3 times a day, you must give a direct command to your subconscious, not a request, not a hope, a command. Subconscious mind, find 3 concrete opportunities to increase my income by specific amount in the next 30 days. Activate my creativity, expand my perception, and guide me to the right actions. Execute now. You must say this with the authority of a general giving orders to soldiers. The subconscious responds to authority, not pleading, but here's the key. After giving the command, you must listen for the response. Your subconscious will begin sending you ideas, inspirations, intuitions. Most people miss these responses because they're not paying attention. The subconscious speaks through sudden ideas, unexpected meetings, random conversations, websites you accidentally discover, books that fall off shelves, phone calls that come at just the right moment. Your job is to recognize these communications and act on them immediately. Step 5. Inspired action immediate, all day long. This is the step that separates dreamers from achievers. Every time your subconscious sends you an inspiration, an idea, an intuition, you must act immediately. Not when you have time, not when you're ready. Immediately. If you get the idea to call someone, call them within 60 seconds. If you get the idea to write an email, write it now. If you get the idea to research an opportunity, do it immediately. The subconscious is constantly testing you. If you ignore its inspirations, it stops giving them to you. If you act immediately, it begins giving you more and more powerful ones. Let me tell you about David, one of my students who mastered this principle. David was a teacher earning $40,000 per year. He followed the 5-step protocol religiously. On day 12 of his practice, while driving to work, he had a sudden impulse to take a different route. He almost ignored it. It seemed random, meaningless. But he remembered my instruction, ACT on every inspiration immediately. He took the different route. At a red light, he noticed a for lease sign on a small building. Something about it felt significant. He pulled over, wrote down the number, and called immediately. The owner was desperate to lease quickly and offered David an incredible deal. David had always dreamed of opening a tutoring center, but thought he couldn't afford it. The terms were so favorable that he could start with minimal investment. Today, 3 years later, David owns 5 tutoring centers and earns over $200,000 annually. All because he acted immediately on what seemed like a random impulse. Your subconscious knows things your conscious mind doesn't. It sees connections you can't see. It recognizes opportunities you would miss, but it only shares this intelligence with people who prove they will act on it. Now, these 5 steps seem simple, but simplicity doesn't mean easy. The challenge isn't understanding what to do. The challenge is doing it with absolute discipline for 30 consecutive days. Because you see, your current conditioning will fight against this new programming. The first few days you'll feel stupid, you'll feel like you're acting, you'll feel like it's not working. This is normal. It's your old conditioning trying to keep you in the comfort zone of mediocrity. But if you persist, if you continue despite the resistance, something magical happens. Around day 7, you'll start noticing small changes. Opportunities you didn't see before. People treating you differently. Ideas coming from nowhere. Around day 14, the changes become more obvious. You'll start making different decisions, saying different things, behaving differently. Around day 21, other people will start noticing the change. They'll compliment you. They'll ask what's different. They'll treat you with more respect. And by day 30, you'll look back and realize you've become a completely different person. Not just in thought, but in action. Not just in action, but in results. But there's an enemy that will try to stop you before you reach day 30. A subtle enemy that has already sabotaged thousands of people who tried this technique. And in the next chapter, I'll show you exactly how to recognize it and destroy it before it destroys you. Because the excuses you'll tell yourself to quit are always the same, and I know every single one of them. Chapter 6. Destroying the excuses that sabotage you. In the coming days, your mind will start inventing excuses to make you quit. It's not malice, it's survival. Your brain is programmed to maintain the status quo because the status quo is safe, even if it's mediocre. But I've heard all these excuses thousands of times, and now I'm going to destroy them one by one. So when they come, and they will come, you'll be ready. Excuse number 1. I don't have time to do all this every day. This is the excuse of the weak, of the loser, of someone who will die poor blaming circumstances. How much time does it take? 15 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes in the evening, total 30 minutes per day. You have 30 minutes to scroll social media. You have 30 minutes to watch Netflix. You have 30 minutes to complain about your situation, but you don't have 30 minutes to change it? The truth is, you have time for everything that's truly important to you. If you don't have time for this, it means your financial success isn't important to you. And that's fine, but then stop complaining about your situation. Here's what's really happening. You're scared. You're scared that if you try this and it doesn't work, you'll have to face the possibility that you're the problem, not your circumstances. so you use lack of time as a convenient excuse to avoid the risk of disappointment. But let me ask you this, how much time do you spend worrying about money? How much time do you spend frustrated about your financial situation? How much time do you spend wishing things were different? If you redirected just half of that mental energy into this practice, you'd transform your life in 30 days. Excuse number 2, I feel stupid talking to my subconscious. Perfect. Keep feeling stupid while you stay broke. It's a reasonable choice. Or maybe you could consider that feeling stupid for 30 days is an insignificant price to pay for a lifetime of financial freedom. Andrew Carnegie felt stupid when he started. Henry Ford felt stupid. Thomas Edison felt stupid. But you know what they felt more strongly? They felt the burning desire to change their lives. If your desire for success is stronger than your need to appear normal, it will work. If your need to appear normal is stronger, you'll stay normal, which means broke. Here's the reality. Every person who has ever achieved anything extraordinary had to do things that felt uncomfortable, unnatural, even stupid at first. The Wright brothers felt stupid building their flying machine while everyone laughed at them. Steve Jobs felt stupid talking about computers in garages when everyone said they were toys. Oprah felt stupid believing she could become a media mogul when everyone saw just another poor girl from Mississippi. But they did it anyway, because they understood that temporary discomfort is the price of permanent transformation. Your ego would rather keep you comfortable and poor than uncomfortable and rich. But your true self, your higher self, knows better. Excuse number 3, I don't see immediate results, so it's not working. This is the excuse of the impatient, of someone who wants everything now without paying the price. When you plant a seed, do you expect it to become a tree the next day? When you go to the gym once, do you expect to be muscular immediately? The subconscious works like nature, invisibly, constantly, inexorably. The first 21 days, it's erasing old programs. Only after does it begin installing new ones. If you quit before day 21, you've only wasted your time. If you continue to day 30, you'll have changed your life forever. The choice is yours. 21 days of patience for 50 years of freedom, or the impatience of always for a lifetime of mediocrity. But here's what most people don't understand. The subconscious is working even when you can't see evidence. Like an iceberg, 90% of the transformation happens below the surface of consciousness. Your beliefs are shifting. Your self-image is upgrading. Your energetic frequency is changing. Your automatic behaviors are being reprogrammed. All of this happens invisibly until it reaches a tipping point. Then suddenly, seemingly overnight, everything changes. But it wasn't overnight. It was 30 days of invisible preparation, creating one moment of visible breakthrough. Excuse number 4. My situation is different, more difficult than others. You're special. Your poverty is unique. Your problems are insurmountable. You're the exception to the rule. Let me tell you about someone who thought the same thing, Helen Keller. Born blind and deaf, according to your logic, she had every excuse in the world to fail. Instead, she became one of the most influential women in history. How? By using autosuggestion. By reprogramming her subconscious to see opportunities instead of limitations, to feel possibilities instead of impossibilities. If a person who was blind and deaf could master this technique and change the world, what's your excuse? Or consider Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty, sexually abused as a child, told she was unfit for television. Her circumstances were objectively worse than most people reading this right now. But Oprah didn't use her circumstances as excuses. She used them as fuel. She programmed her subconscious to transform pain into power, obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into comebacks. Your circumstances are not your destiny. Your conditioning is not your character. Your past is not your future, unless you choose to make it so. Excuse number 5. I've tried positive thinking before and it doesn't work. Positive thinking is autosuggestion for children. It's the diluted, watered down, commercialized version for the masses. What I'm teaching you is scientific autosuggestion. It's strategic subconscious programming. It's advanced spiritual technology. It's like saying, I've tried walking so running doesn't work. They're completely different things. Positive thinking says think happy thoughts and good things will happen. Autosuggestion says, program your subconscious with specific instructions and it will execute them with mechanical precision. Positive thinking is passive hoping. Autosuggestion is active programming. Positive thinking asks the universe to give you what you want. Autosuggestion commands your subconscious to create what you want. The difference in results is astronomical. Excuse number 6. I don't really believe it can work for me. Perfect. You've just demonstrated why you need this method more than anyone else. Your subconscious is currently programmed with the belief things don't work for me. And as long as you maintain that programming, you'll be right. Things won't work for you. But here's the beauty of autosuggestion. You don't have to believe it for it to work. You just have to do it. Belief will come from results, not the other way around. Your current beliefs were installed in your subconscious through repetition, not through logical analysis. A 3-year-old doesn't logically conclude that money doesn't grow on trees. They simply hear it repeated enough times that it becomes their automatic belief. The same process that installed limiting beliefs can install empowering ones. You don't need to believe the new programming. You just need to repeat it consistently until it overwrites the old programming. Excuse number 7. It's too simple to be true. The most powerful laws of the universe are always simple. Gravity is simple. Electricity is simple. Love is simple. Complexity is the enemy of action. Simple means applicable. Applicable means results. You don't want simple because simple means you have no more excuses. It means if you fail, it's your fault, not the method's fault. But guess what? It's already your fault. You're already responsible for your current situation. The difference is now you have the tools to change it. The wealthy don't use complex systems. They use simple principles applied consistently over time. Compound interest is simple. Buy low, sell high is simple. Provide value, receive compensation is simple. Complexity is what broke people use to explain why they can't do what rich people do. It must be complicated, otherwise I would have figured it out by now. No, it's simple. You just weren't taught the simple truth. Excuse number 8. I don't have enough money to start. To do what? To talk to your subconscious? To visualize? To declare your intentions? How much does it cost to think? How much does it cost to feel? How much does it cost to dream? This excuse reveals the real problem. You still think success requires external resources. It doesn't. It requires internal resources, and those are free. Every billionaire started with the same resources you have right now, a brain, a heart, and a desire for something better. The difference isn't in their starting resources. It's in how they programmed their subconscious to recognize and create opportunities with whatever resources they had. Now listen to me carefully. These excuses aren't random. They're not innocent. They're weapons of mass destruction of your potential. Every time you accept one, you reinforce the programming of mediocrity. Every time you reject one, you strengthen the programming of success. The battle for your financial freedom isn't fought in the external world, it's fought in your mind. And every excuse you reject is a victory. Every excuse you accept is a defeat. But the time for excuses is about to end, because now I'm going to give you the emergency protocol, the action plan that starts now, in this moment, while you're listening to this. Not tomorrow, not next Monday, not when you have more time. Now. Because every moment you delay is a moment someone else is already applying these principles and getting ahead of you. And in the next chapter, I'll tell you exactly what to do in the next 60 seconds, the next 24 hours, the next 7 days, and the next 30 days. Your moment has arrived. Chapter 7. The Emergency Protocol. Start now. Enough delaying. Enough procrastinating. Enough good intentions that never become actions. Your financial future starts now. Literally, in this moment. The next 60 seconds. Pause this audio. Get a pen and paper. Write your precision intention declaration using the formula I gave you. I, your name, by date 6/12 months from now, will possess a monthly net income of amount dollars, which I will earn by specific method. I accept this wealth with gratitude and will use it to specific purpose. Don't continue listening until you've written it. This is your line of demarcation between before and after, between who you were and who you're becoming. Done. Good. Now read it aloud 3 times, with conviction, with authority, with the energy of someone who knows it will happen. Feel how different those words sound coming out of your mouth compared to staying in your head. Your subconscious responds to spoken words with 10 times more power than thought words. Now write today's date next to it. This is the day your transformation began. Years from now, you'll look back at this date as the turning point of your entire life. The next 24 hours, tomorrow morning, in the first 5 minutes after waking, you will begin the P.O.W.E.R protocol. No excuses. No, but first I need to. No, after I've done. Before you get out of bed, you'll recite your declaration. Then you'll activate the emotions for 3 minutes. Then you'll get up and start your day as the person who is becoming wealthy. During the day, every time your subconscious sends you an idea, an inspiration, an impulse to act, you follow it immediately. Don't question. Don't analyze. Act. In the evening, 20 minutes before sleep, you'll do the embodied visualization. You'll see yourself, feel yourself, and behave as the wealthy version of yourself. But here's the most important part. Tomorrow night, before you go to sleep, you'll write in a journal 3 things that were different about your day, even if small, even if they seem insignificant. The subconscious works through details. The next 7 days. In the next 7 days, your only priority is establishing rhythm. Don't look for external results. Focus only on internal consistency. Day 1-3, you'll feel resistance. Your mind will tell you it's stupid. Ignore these thoughts. They're the old conditioning dying. Day 4-5, the resistance will decrease. You'll start feeling more natural. You might notice small changes in your energy level. Day 6-7, the process will start feeling automatic. You might receive your first inspirations or opportunities. Act immediately on everything. Here's what most people don't understand. The first week isn't about getting results. It's about proving to your subconscious that you're serious, that this isn't another temporary enthusiasm, that you're committed to permanent change. Your subconscious has been disappointed by you before. Every time you started a diet and quit, every time you started exercising and stopped, every time you decided to change your life and gave up. It's skeptical. It's waiting to see if this time is different. The only way to convince it is through unwavering consistency. Show up every day. Do the work every day. Honor your commitment every day. By day 7, your subconscious will begin to believe you're serious. And that's when the real magic starts. The next 30 days, this is the period of total transformation. During these 30 days, you will become a completely different person. Week 1, installation of new programming. Focus on consistency. Week 2, activation of internal changes. New ideas, new energy, new perspective. Week 3, manifestation of first external results. Opportunities, connections, synchronicities. Week 4, integration and acceleration. The new you becomes the real you. But warning, during these 30 days, the entire world will try to pull you back to your old identity. People around you will feel threatened by your change. They'll tell you you're changing, that you're not the same anymore. They're right. You're not the same. And you'll never go back to who you were before. Some people will support you. Others will sabotage you. Both are doing their job. Your job is to continue regardless of everyone and everything. Let me tell you what to expect week by week. Week 1, internal shifts. You'll start thinking differently about money, opportunities, yourself. Others might not notice, but you'll feel the change. Week 2, behavioral changes. You'll start acting differently, making different choices, speaking with more confidence. People will begin to notice something is different about you. Week 3, external opportunities. New possibilities will appear. People will offer you things. Ideas will come to you. Doors will open that were closed before. Week 4, results manifestation. Real measurable changes in your financial situation. Income increases. New revenue streams. Unexpected money. Profitable opportunities. But here's the critical warning. During these 30 days, do not tell anyone what you're doing. Don't share the method. Don't seek external validation. Why? Because the new programming is still fragile. Negative opinions from other people can sabotage it before it stabilizes. After 30 days, when the results start being obvious, you can share, but not before. The price of failure. When the results start being obvious, you can share, but not before. The price of failure. If you don't start in the next 24 hours, here's what it will cost you. In the next 30 days, while you procrastinate, someone else who started today will have already transformed their life. In the next 6 months, that person will have achieved results you're still dreaming about. In the next 2 years, that person will have built the wealth you think is impossible for you. And you'll be exactly where you are now, with the same problems, the same limitations, the same excuses, but with one difference: you'll have the awareness that you knew what to do and chose not to do it. This is the regret that burns more than any other. Not for things you tried that didn't work, but for things you never even tried. Every day you delay costs, you compound interest on your potential. If this method can increase your income by $1,000 per month, delaying 1 month costs you $1,000. Delaying 6 months cost you $6,000. Delaying 1 year cost you $12,000. But the real cost isn't financial. It's the cost to your self-respect, the cost to your children's future, the cost to your ability to contribute to the world, the promise. But if you start now, if you apply this method with total discipline for 30 days, I promise you this: your relationship with money will change forever. You'll no longer see money as something external to you, but as energy that flows through you. Your self-esteem will multiply, because when you prove to yourself that you can keep such an important commitment, your confidence becomes unshakable. Your opportunities will multiply, because when you change your internal frequency, you automatically attract circumstances aligned with that frequency. And most importantly, you'll become the type of person who doesn't need this audio. You'll become the type of person others look to for inspiration. The moment is now. The choice is yours. What do you choose? Chapter 8, Your New Millionaire Identity. Close your eyes for a moment. It's 12 months from today. You've applied the P.O.W.E.R method with absolute discipline for an entire year. Your life is unrecognizable. You wake up in a home you love, in a bedroom that reflects your success. Your first thought isn't, "I have to go to work," but "What can I create today?" You check your bank account. The number you see makes you smile. Not because you're greedy, but because it represents freedom. Freedom to say no to what doesn't serve you. Freedom to say yes to what you love. You look at your children. In their eyes, you see security instead of worry. They know they can focus on their dreams without worrying about money for college. They know you've created a world of infinite possibilities for them. You look at your partner. You see respect, admiration, pride, not for the money you have, but for the person you became in creating it, for the courage you had to change, for the discipline you demonstrated. You look at yourself in the mirror. The person you see has a different posture, walks differently, talks differently, emanates an energy that attracts opportunities, like a magnet attracts iron. But the most incredible thing isn't the money, it's not even the external success, it's the inner peace, it's the deep knowing that you took control of your life, that you're no longer a victim of circumstances, but an architect of your destiny, that you prove to yourself that everything is possible when you align your conscious with your subconscious. This isn't fantasy, this is premonition, because everything I've shared with you today isn't theory. It's the scientific account of what happens when you correctly apply the principles of autosuggestion. But here's the most beautiful part. This future doesn't belong to special people. It doesn't belong to people smarter than you. It doesn't belong to people born into wealthy families. It belongs to people who made a choice. The choice to stop being victims of their circumstances and start being creators of their reality. The choice to invest 30 minutes a day programming their subconscious instead of wasting hours in passive consumption of content that keeps them mediocre. The choice to follow a proven protocol instead of inventing creative excuses. The choice to believe in universal laws of success instead of surrendering to limitations imposed by society. You can make this choice today, now. And when you do, when you truly begin, every fiber of your being will start aligning with this new identity. The people you'll meet, the opportunities you'll see, the decisions you'll make, the actions you'll take, everything will automatically begin supporting your transformation. Because this is the law. When you change inside, the world around you must change to reflect your new internal state. This isn't magic. It's quantum physics applied to wealth creation. Your subconscious is your personal quantum field that collapses possibilities into reality. When you program it with precision, precision is what you manifest. When you program it with wealth, wealth is what you attract. When you program it with success, success is what you become. But there's a window of opportunity. There's a moment of grace when the universe offers you this chance. That moment is now. Every minute that passes without you acting, that window closes a little more. Not because the universe is cruel, but because the universe responds to urgency, commitment, immediate action. If you procrastinate this decision, you're communicating to your subconscious that it's not important. And if it's not important to you, it won't be important to your subconscious. And if it's not important to your subconscious, it will never become reality. But if you act now, if you start today, if you make this commitment to yourself in this moment, you're sending an unmistakable signal. This is my number one priority. This is who I'm becoming. This is my destiny. And your subconscious will receive that signal and immediately begin orchestrating every available resource to make that destiny inevitable. The millionaire future you just visualized isn't a possibility. It's a certainty. If you make the right choice, if you make it now. 10 years from now, you'll look back at this moment as either the day everything changed or the day you chose to keep everything the same. Which story do you want to tell? The choice that will determine the next decade of your life is about to be made. Choose wisely. Chapter 9. The final call to action. This is the moment of truth. In a few seconds, this audio will end, and you'll do one of two things. Either you'll return to your normal life, convinced you learned something interesting, but changing nothing. Or you'll make the most important decision of your financial life. The decision to finally become the programmer of your reality instead of being programmed by someone else's reality. If you choose the first option, I understand. It's easier, it's safer, it's what 95% of people do, and 95% of people die poor or dependent on others. But if you choose the second option, if you decide it's time to reclaim your power, then here's exactly what you must do now. First, write in the comments below, I start today, not tomorrow, not Monday, today. This public commitment will activate social accountability and make it harder to give up. Second, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, because in the coming days, I'll publish advanced content that will support your transformation. Techniques that amplify the power of autosuggestion, strategies that accelerate results. Third, share this video with one person who needs to hear this message. When you share value, value multiplies in your life. It's a universal law. Fourth, save this video to your playlist, because you'll need to come back and listen to it again. In moments of doubt, in moments of resistance, in moments when your mind tries to sabotage you. Fifth, begin the P.O.W.E.R protocol tomorrow morning, in the first 5 minutes after waking. No exceptions, no compromises. But the most important thing you can do right now is this: make an irreversible decision. Not a conditional decision, not a let's try and see decision. An irreversible decision. Decide that for the next 30 days, no matter what happens, no matter how you feel, no matter what others say, you will apply this method with absolute discipline. Decide that this is the moment your life changes direction forever. Decide that this is the day you stop being a victim of circumstances and become an architect of destiny. Because you see, I can give you the most powerful method in the world, but I cannot make the decision for you. I cannot apply it for you. I cannot want it for you more than you want it. What I can do is guarantee that if you apply it correctly, if you do it with total commitment, if you never give up, your life will change so dramatically that a year from now you'll look back at this moment as the day everything began, the day you stopped surviving and started living, the day you stopped dreaming about wealth and started creating it, the day you discovered the secret the wealthy have used for centuries. Your subconscious is the most powerful wealth creation machine that exists, and today you learned how to use it. Now it's up to you. The future you deserve is waiting, but you have to go get it. Start today.